Hey, what's going on, family? Today we're going to talk about this article written from Bitcoin.com news. You guys can see it from the title. Apparently, there is a Mexican billionaire who is urging his followers to do what? You guessed it, buy Bitcoin. Now, when a billionaire tells you to buy Bitcoin, you might want to pay attention. Because why would he mention such a thing if he's a billionaire? Does he have any money issues? Or is he trying to preserve his wealth? Because if he's trying to preserve his wealth, then he might be giving us a note to say, hey, you might want to go ahead and try to preserve your wealth as well by purchasing Bitcoin. Mexican billionaire Ricardo Salinas urges followers to buy Bitcoin as the Nigerian naira falls under a Satoshi. That shows you the devaluation of fiat currency right there. This is an example, which is why this Mexican billionaire is trying to tell his followers that the Mexican pesos could be going in the same direction as the Nigerian naira. Eventually, you would think that all fiat currency would go the direction of the Nigerian naira, which is, even against Bitcoin, is going to zero. Let's go through this article real quick. This billionaire, Ricardo Salinas, one of the wealthiest billionaires in Mexico, has urged his followers to purchase Bitcoin as a hedge against the devaluation of fiat currencies. When you begin to see billionaires, other companies with trillions of dollars of assets under management, enter the Bitcoin space, you might want to pay attention. Now, no one is saying that you want to go gung-ho and put all of your money into Bitcoin. But pay attention to the signs, the signals that are being thrown throughout the internet and see how people are moving. Pay attention to how people are moving versus what they say. Take a look at this Ricardo's books. Is he actually purchasing Bitcoin? Ricardo recommended purchasing Bitcoin in response to a social media post reporting on the fall of the value of the Nigerian naira under a Satoshi. The Satoshi is the smallest increment that you can have of a Bitcoin. And this fiat currency just fell under a Satoshi, which is pretty much like a devaluation of like 99%. The top 1% is starting to realize the opportunities that Bitcoin as a financial asset can bring as a hedge for fiat currency devaluation. Ricardo Salinas, a Mexican entrepreneur with a fortune worth over $14 billion and owner of the Salinas Group, has recommended his followers on Twitter to purchase Bitcoin and take advantage of its constant appreciation in value. This is a billionaire. This man doesn't have money issues, but he's paying attention to the things that's going on with other fiat currencies across the world. It's like, even though I'm a billionaire, these Mexican pesos that I have in my account, they too will go to zero. So he need to take some of his billions and move it as a hedge against the devaluation of the peso. So as he's trying to go through this motion, he's trying to tell everyone else that listens to him and follows him, you might want to start doing the same, because the top 1% is now seeing the value of holding Bitcoin. Bitcoin is appreciating in value. And then you got fiat currency that is devaluing. Commenting on a social media post described how the value of the Nigerian naira fell under Satoshi, this is what he stated: buy Bitcoin and save it. Pay attention. 3 exclamation points. That's it. That was the only tweet. Buy Bitcoin and save it. You have BlackRock, many other financial institutions within the United States creating Bitcoin ETFs, spot Bitcoin ETFs. You have Michael Saylor, who's pretty much taking every dollar that this man gets and put it into Bitcoin. He's buying Bitcoin. Now you see this Mexican billionaire tweeting out to his followers, buy Bitcoin and save it. He's not telling you go out and buy it and spend it. No, he's telling you to save it. Why? Start paying attention, because things are changing drastically within the fiat currency world. The Nigerian official currency has been facing a rough period, becoming the worst performing currency against the US dollar in May. This has prompted a series of measures from the Nigerian government to try stabilizing the currency, cracking down on crypto operators to force them to withdraw from their platforms, and accusing them of currency manipulation. Now, you're not getting this on the news, are you? Nope, nobody's trying to talk about this, because this is the same thing that's going to happen to all other centralized governments in the world, even within the United States, even within Mexico. They're going to try to crack down on Bitcoin, on the cryptocurrency exchanges, because they don't want their fiat currency to go to zero neither. So they're trying to stabilize their currency while at the same time trying to restrict people from buying Bitcoin. See, right now, these other governments whose fiat currency is not devaluing as much as the Nigerian naira, they give you opportunity. Because at some point that door may be closed to where that access to Bitcoin, you won't get it. You won't have it anymore. Pay attention. If this government is going to go and do the Nigerian citizens this way, then what do you think your government is going to try to do? However, these measures have not stabilized the currency's value, which remains in constant decline. Ricardo was further asked which exchange-traded funds, stocks, and cryptocurrency he would recommend as an investment option. He answered Bitcoin, showing his faith and trust in the investment aspect of the cryptocurrency. Trust. Isn't that what many fiat currencies is based off of? The faith and credit of the government in which issued or printed the paper. He trusts Bitcoin. And guess what? No government of the world created it. It's decentralized. Powerful. Ricardo, famous for his anti-state stance, has favored Bitcoin and Bitcoin-linked policies in Mexico. In 2021, he declared his allegiance to Bitcoin, stating that it, quote, had extraordinary properties, end quote, and describing it as gold for the modern world. At that time, he explained he was working for Banco Azteca, his bank, to be the first institution to accept Bitcoin in Mexico. So it looked like he's been a proponent of Bitcoin for a while. He's been talking and drumming up Bitcoin for a while. Then in 2022, he reported that Electric Group, a chain of department stores owned by his business, Solanus Group, might start selling Bitcoin as merchandise. Pay attention, because time is now. You can see right here from this converter, the Nigerian naira to Bitcoin. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it. Is under a Satoshi. June 4th, right there. So now, here's Bitcoin. You have that fiat currency, the Nigerian naira, going down. Bitcoin is appreciating value. Ricardo's trying to tell us something. Pay attention. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the 3-month chart. Let me zoom in. Oops, didn't want to do that too much. So here it is, still trading around all-time high areas, and that is a very good indication that the market is becoming comfortable with trading at these high points. Now, can we still see a fall? Yes. But currently, as you can see from my price prediction, I'm not looking for the market in Bitcoin to do just that yet. Not yet. Okay. Now, I would become a little bit more nervous if the market continues to get rejected at this sell zone that I got up there at the top. But as of right now, I'm not changing the price prediction in Bitcoin. I'm still expecting some higher price action into the market. And especially as these other fiat currencies go through the same destabilization, losing value, this will just bring more people into the cryptocurrency space. I mean, it's not rocket science. All these billionaires, these top 1%, they need to preserve their wealth. If they know that the money that they got in their account is losing value, they're going to move and pay attention to where it goes. That's one indication that I could kind of see. That's why the price action in Bitcoin is not really falling, because there's people who is seeing the signs on the wall and saying, yeah, I need to move some money around because I don't want to lose all of my wealth to the devaluation of fiat currency. Give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain the profitability. And as always, trade different.